Voters will decide on several local races and issues this November. 21 News is your place for politics. We're spending 5 minutes at 5 right here with the candidates, learning about the issues as we help voters with Decision 2025. Campbell City Council President Joseph Mazzacca Jr. is taking on former Campbell Municipal Court bailiff Bill Valentino in the race for Campbell Mayor. And Council President Mazzacca joins me here now. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, you have served on council for the past 15 years. You're currently a City Council President. Can you share briefly some of your experience, volunteer work that led up to you becoming a candidate in this race?
Well, of course, I've been on council for 15 years, and even before that was working with my dad when he was the councilman. He, drilled me on legislation, and we go banner back and forth how we would vote, and so it was just a good time, and that's how he taught me how to be a councilman. And then I've been with the Campbell Little Red Devils, Campbell Girls Softball, Little League, and then I do a fundraiser for clothing for the Youngstown Blue Coats in my friend Tony Vallis's name. And and just things like that. And I give every year stuff to the kids at the middle school so they have proper things they need to educate themselves.
And you mentioned your top goals. You listed them out when you said you were running. If elected, what would you focus on? You said strengthening partnerships with other levels of government, city improvements. Maybe lay out some of your top goals if you are elected.
Well, the main goal is the brownfield. We have to get that developed. We have one more parcel we're going to get. Once we get that done, we get it in our hands. We're going to go strong to get business down there because that will be our strongest place for our tax base. And hopefully the workers down there with good paying jobs will filter back into the city, living in the city. When the mills closed, we lost a big, community base. So we need to bring people back to the city. Knocking down homes is good, but I also would like to rehabilitate some of these homes instead of just knocking them down.
Okay. And when you said also working with other governments like the state, federal level, what was maybe your focus there? Just
I think I have a good relationship with the county commissioners. So I want to really work with them really hard and try to have them help us bring business into the city also.
Inflation, that has hit budgets at every level, personal,
yes,
businesses, governments. Would you say that maybe there's any areas where we could get more funding to benefit the city of Campbell?
Grants, grants, grants. Just keep writing out the grants. We have 2 grant writers right now. We're thinking about bringing on a 3rd so we could strengthen that up.
And then in the past, you volunteered to support the schools. Talk a little bit about that and the homeless, how important it is to provide those extra support programs in our community right now and moving forward. Do you see that need continuing?
Well, yes, because if you start your children off young with getting that good education, then they go on to college or in the business world, and maybe they'll stay here in our community and help us strengthen the city. Is one thing. The homeless is when Tony got me involved in that, when he told me about the number of homeless veterans, that really struck to my heart because we got to help our veterans. So when Tony said about these veterans that are out there on the street, I says, wherever you need Tony, I'm there behind you. Tony unfortunately passed, and so I decided to pick up the ball and went with it for him.
And also because you served on council for so long, are there any other issues that are kind of not finished yet that you want to take on and move forward, or something new?
Well, we're getting the road from Strozley Road to 616. They'll be bidded out in January. So once we get that going, we're going to try to get a store in, and we're going to try hard. We will try hard to get a grocery store on 616, which I think just doesn't just benefit the city of Campbell. You have Coatesville, our side of Struthers, even Lowville, East Side. It has a chance to really grow, I think, if the store is there.
Okay. And what makes you stand out against your opponent?
I don't know how we say who could stand out. I think, just being on council on the legislative side, I know what it takes to move. And I will work with our councilmen as the mayor to strengthen our city. I will not, just be the king. I will be, let's work together.
Any other goals that you'd like to mention outside of the government role? Anything if you were in a leadership position you'd like to achieve?
Just strengthening the city, getting the community back together to where it was before.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us right here for 5 minutes at 5.
Thank you so much.